After 4 p.m. Central African Time, the South African Cabin Crew Association at the low-cost carrier SACCA is on strike after the wage talks between the association and the airline reached a deadlock. The labour union rejected the company's latest offer, which includes a 5.7% wage increase, a new 7.5% annual bonus, pay progression and additional monthly allowances. The work stoppage by SACCA members started at midnight. For more on this, we joined this afternoon by the Deputy President of the South African Cabin Crew Association, Christopher Shabangu. A very good afternoon to you, sir. Welcome to Africa in Business. Mr. Shabangu, are you with us? All right, doesn't look like Mr. Shabangu is...
Sorry, I'm saying good afternoon to you and good afternoon to your viewers.
Lovely, it's great. We can hear you now. So how widely supported is this action among your cabin crew membership at SACCA? And I wonder, do you have a clear mandate from the majority of the staff and the crew?
Okay, let me correct a few things. We are not on a strike. The South African Cabin Crew and Alliances Union is not on a strike. What has happened instead is that the company has locked out the employees or our members. So we are not at all on a strike. We don't even have a strike certificate. We don't even have a certificate of non-resolution. So at this moment, we are not at a strike. And worst of all, we do not intend on going on any strike. And this has been communicated to the company. What the company instead has done is that they have decided to lock us out. Just to give you a little bit of context, they gave us an offer last week on the 30th. They gave us an offer, and we are supposed to go and mandate our members with that offer, which indeed we did mandate our members. Our members rejected the offer that was placed by the company. What we did then as union officials, we looked at that offer. We said to the workers, look, we can't take you because we don't believe SACCA will significantly increase this offer. So instead of going on a strike, there are items that need to be dealt with by the Department of Labor. And those items, we believe we can be able to get something out of that once it's deliberated by the Department of Labor. And the workers then listened to us and accepted the offer. As it stands, SACCA accepted SACCA's offer.
Just for clarity, sir, is the offer that you're talking about, this 5.7% wage increase, are you saying that SACCA has accepted that?
No, it's not a 5.7 increase. So the offer stands like this. SACCA has offered 6%. They wanted a 4-year agreement. They offered a 6%, 6.5 second year, 6.7 third year, or 6.8, and then last year 6.9. Then therefore also offered a 7.5 annual bonus every year for the next 4 years and a sign-on bonus. They also offered 600 rands meal allowance, which equates to about 28 rand really per day. We accepted that. There's some other things there that they added, but we accepted that offer. As it stands, I tell you now, we accepted that offer. Where the problem began is there were items that we separated, 9 items that we separated, and we said, look, we'll sign this agreement and then allow the Department of Labor to come and deal with those issues. And those items are things like your injury on duty, lunch hour sacrifice, overtime, maternity, how they pay their maternity workers or workers that are on maternity, and other issues that were to be determined by the Department of Labor. Now, when we came to SACCA yesterday to come and sign the document that they had offered us, or the offer that they had given to us, to our surprise, we find that they have included at least one of the 9 items has been included in the main agreement, and we had not spoken to that yet. We had not negotiated it. We had not touched it. So they had maliciously included it in the main agreement. Obviously, we couldn't sign that. We requested them to take that out because we had agreed that the Department of Labor is going to deal with it. They refused. Instead, they decided to say, look, we don't know what you're talking about. This is the offer. We called CCMA to just try and confirm, are we getting this wrong? And CCMA confirmed, you guys have 9 items that are supposed to be dealt with by the Department of Labor, and here's the company offer. So SACCA changed last minute. They're the ones that changed last minute, changed the offer last minute. And most of the things that they had in the agreement anyway were not negotiated. Small little things like your... All of those things were not negotiated with. We requested them to take that clause out. They refused. Instead, they said
Mr. Shabangu, we are unfortunately
I would like to reiterate this. SACCA is not on a strike. It's SACCA that has locked out the members out of it. They've gone further to today. Today we were with them during the day, and they've now taken the entire offer off the table.
So where does that leave you as SACCA? What is the way forward for the workers? And actually, how many workers are affected?
So what that leaves us is they have applied for Section 150 with the CCMA. So what that means is that they've requested for the CCMA to come and help mediate this issue on Thursday. We're going to wait for Thursday and see if we can come to some kind of an agreement on Thursday. That's what we can do. That's the only thing for now that we can do. Other than that, we're gonna, depending on what happens on Thursday, of course, then we're gonna have to look at our options, legal options, to approach the courts on urgent basis, because we believe that SACCA has locked out, as much as it is their right to lock out the workers, but unfortunately at this time, they have locked out workers without any basis really, because nobody has refused their offer. Instead, they're being malicious by including things that were not negotiated. They're the ones that are forcing situations that are not there.
Yes. How many staff members are actually part of this being locked out?
So we have, SACCA has got 800, plus minus 800 cabin attendants, and SACCA has got about 68% of those as its members. It's a majority union, and there's no other at SACCA. So we have 63. And I can tell you now, because of them changing this deal, now even the non-unionized people are getting to side with the union, because they can see where they're being, taken for granted, to be honest with you.
Is this going to impact logistics at SACCA? Is this going to impact passengers at all?
Unfortunately, yes. It will. It might be okay for the first 2-3 days, but we don't know. We don't understand what's going on. What are they doing? But yes, it will. It's an airline, and if there's people that are not coming to it, they will be affected. We estimate today alone that there have been, at least 34% of the flights have been cut, or at least. So it will definitely affect them.
Mr. Shabangu, I really do apologize. I have to end our conversation now because our line is, just going worse and worse as we continue. But we did thank you very much for bringing us up to speed on this matter, as Mr. Shabangu, Christopher Shabangu, who is the Deputy President of the South African Cabin Crew Association. Thank you for joining us, sir. All right, we have lost him. But as he says, they are going to, they have already approached the CCMA. There is a mediation that is scheduled to take place on Thursday. Should they have no joy, they will be taking legal action and approaching the courts, clarifying the status of this particular impasse. He's saying that as SACCA, the South African Cabin Crew Association, they are not on strike. Instead, it is the employer, which is SACCA, that has locked the workers out. And he claims that they have maliciously included a clause that was not previously negotiated upon in the contract, which they, as SACCA, had accepted, which is 7.5% annual bonus for 4 years, a meal allowance, a sign-on bonus, as well as a few other issues. But he says the majority of issues that were taken out of that contract have now been referred to the Labour Department, like injury on duty, maternity leave payments, etc. We'll keep you abreast of developments on that front. It is now exactly 23 minutes after 4 p.m.
Je, una jambo lolote akilini mwako? Je, una shauku